It's Friday, you're watching Mass Appeal. We're giggling, having a good time here, and it's our Father's Day show.
We're celebrating Dad all show long.
Wall to wall, it show's all about pops.
What's better than that?
And what's better than a good meal, and what dad doesn't like a good meal?
I know,
Can
every
you
dad
name one?
does. No?
Every dad does.
Of course, yeah. And a Father's Day feast is not complete without meat and potatoes and Chef Mike Harrison.
From Buckley Healthcare Center in Greenfield. And this is also what you're throwing down for all of your guests and your clients on Father's Day.
Yeah, we're having a Father's Day luncheon at Buckley, and like you said, Father's Day is meat and potatoes, especially in New England.
Meat and potatoes.
And the grill.
Yep.
And unfortunately it's raining today, but we're inside. We're still grilling.
We're
not
grilling.
Gonna let it stop us.
On the grill pan.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me tell you what the menu's going to hold. What we did is we made a couple days ago. We made a lime and cilantro compound butter. Real easy, real easy. Just let the butter sit out overnight. The next morning, cut up some cilantro, some lime zest, a little bit of lime juice. Whip that together. Wrap it up in a tube. And
the consistency
put it in the fridge.
ends up being harder, I think a little bit harder than regular butter once it goes back in.
You know, maybe. I don't know that for sure. I think the butter was pretty hard. It all depends on the product you get.
But it's amazing what you can do to butter to make it taste so much better.
Absolutely.
Compound butter is it's underrated in the kitchen.
Oh, absolutely, and it's something that you can do ahead of time and just have in, whether it's sweet, spicy, garlicky.
Put that on my morning bagel.
And
Sounds
what a way
great.
of dressing up just your average steak.
Yeah, you can take a plain food or a piece of meat to the next level. So that's what we've done with a little bit of this. What else is rubbed in the steak?
So I'm going to take that off.
Okay.
What I did is generous amount of sugar, salt. A generous amount of salt. For my nursing home, I would omit a lot of that. And then I took equal parts of cayenne, cumin, and a little chipotle. And I rubbed that over the steak last night. I'm actually going to put these on.
So if you're going to do a rub, you try to do it a couple hours early?
Yeah, especially with steak. Chicken, you can usually get a marinade to penetrate within a half hour. Steak takes a little bit longer.
And that is has a little kick to it, would you say? The chipotle and the cayenne?
Yeah, it does, but we kind of cut it with the cayenne and the cumin so it's not overly spicy.
Okay.
Now, Mike, for people out there who haven't been to Buckley Healthcare Center up in Greenfield, tell us a little bit about what you do.
What we are is we are a skilled nursing center and rehabilitation center, 3 floors to the unit, about 40 residents on each floor, long-term on 2nd and 4th, and then 3rd floor is our rehab unit. What I'm really excited about is in the next month, I know I spoke about it, but we have a substantial renovation happening on our rehab unit. We're going to have a cafe, multi-purpose room. Multi-purpose, it's going to be 4 rooms in one. One room will be, one part of that room will be for entertainment, a couple love seats, a large screen TV, games, stuff like that. The other corner of the room will be a farm table for group settings, people to dine together when the families come in. We will have a cafe in the middle with a few cocktail rounds. And then over in the one corner will be a what we call a breakfast bar. It'll be a window seating that whether you're mobile or in a wheelchair, you can come in and eat, sit by the window and watch. Greenfield is really beautiful. It's a wonderful town.
And it's nice to be able to sit with your family and your friends, or even by yourself, and just watch the world go by, to not be up in your room, to be around a kitchen, because no matter what, if you're at the biggest house in the world, when people go over, you're always sitting in the kitchen.
We do a great job of making sure that there's no seclusion happening. You got to get out and get about. When you come to Buckley, you have a mansion. This is your house. You move throughout it, whether it's the activities room or the library or the living room. Get out, get about, get around it. Make it your home for whether you're there for a long stay or a short stay.
So you're one big family.
We are.
And now this is the meal that you'll be serving on Father's Day. Now you're a dad, so happy Father's Day to you, Chef Mike.
Thank you very much.
And we also want to hear about your dad. So we've asked on Facebook, we've asked everyone to fill in the blank. My dad taught me blank. What has your dad taught you about life?
My dad's taught me everything about life. He's taught me how to be a good father, a good role model, give back to the community, Like I was telling you before, my father's probably one of the youngest Holocaust survivors, because when my grandparents and my father was 4 years old back in Yugoslavia, when the war started, my grandparents didn't go to the bank or what have you. They traded something to get on a boat to go to Italy, where he lived on the beaches of Italy for a year, and then traded something else to get to Ellis Island in New York. And in spite of that, he became a successful physical therapist, and that's how I got my start in nursing centers. I used to travel around with him, and we used to go to the nursing centers, and he made a difference right then.
What an influence he's had on you. It was so nice to hear about that. We know we saw some pictures of you and your dad. So again, happy Father's Day, and also to your father. Thanks so much for sharing. And we'll finish this recipe up later on, which I'm looking forward to, because there's a lot going on, and I can't wait to hear all about it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mike.
So we are back with Chef Mike Harrison. He's from Buckley Healthcare Center. We're finishing up our meat and potatoes Father's Day dinner, and it's also going to be the dinner that you're serving at the Buckley Healthcare Center.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're hoping to see about 40 to 50 guests, bringing their mothers down to the restaurant, or if they want to dine up in their rooms, we'll send the food up there. So basically what I've made for you is, I'm going to go really quick, the easy recipes. This is a Red Bliss skewered potatoes on 2 skewers so they don't spin on you.
That's the clutch part of this. 2 skewers, and this way nothing spins around.
Absolutely. And then
Brilliant.
the marinade is really, really easy. Half cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of white wine, a little garlic, and you just toss it in that. It's going to act as something to keep it from sticking on the grill, and also it's going to give it a little bit of flavor.
Love it.
Just a grilled asparagus, oil, little salt and pepper. Everything tastes better on the grill. The Chipotle-Rubbed steak, which is equal parts of chipotle, cumin, and
Cayenne.
I was wrong, I think, the first time. Something a little more paprika.
Paprika.
Don't do that cayenne, or
That'd be a hot steak.
your loved ones will be my residents. And then we made it's a cilantro lime butter. Lime zest, a little lime juice, some garlic, cilantro, and just soften the butter, whip it up.
And that's
And
it.
tell us about this grilled bread.
Please do.
This is just it's a grilled Gorgonzola bread. I microwave some Gorgonzola, add a little bit of half and half to it, thin it down, grill the bread on one side. When I flip it, ladle on the Gorgonzola, gives it a nice flavor, and then a little oregano on top, or thyme, whatever you have around.
I'm watering for all of this.
I love the skewered potatoes.
Well, let me.
Everything.
You want to taste it? Sir?
Please do.
Oh, can
and
I too?
the best thing is that this is all, you think.
Of course you can. I just didn't think you liked the cilantro.
Oh, no, I'm sure with the steak it's amazing, right?
Good.
This is like 5-star restaurant food, but the best part is that it's at a healthcare center. It's Buckley Healthcare Center. It's up in Greenfield, and this is what the
You should have
residents
forks
get.
right there.
There you go.
Thank you.
And then for dessert, we're doing a Kentucky Derby pie.
Tell us about that.
I'm out. This is so good.
I have a baker on premise who is phenomenal, young lady named Deidre Lilly. She has stepped up the game in the last 3 years of her being there, because dessert, baking products are the bookends of every good meal. You start with a good bread and you end with a good dessert. And so, like I said, I'm real fortunate to have her.
Oh, well, my goodness, this is a great meal. I may have to just reproduce this for my dad, because it's amazing. The steak is fantastic. Thank you so much, Chef Mike.
My pleasure.
And for more information and for the recipe, of course, you can visit us online at mymassmeal.com. You can also visit Buckley Healthcare Center in Greenfield, or visit them online, buckleyhealthcare.com.